It was an embedded system, so I had to do a pan tilt. So I spent a lot of time doing my programming and compiling. Initially, I had 20 errors in my program, which I kept compiling day and night, and they came to 2. I failed to rectify the 2 errors. So time for presentation came. Do you know how I managed? So I went to my supervisor. I explained to him, you know very well I was going to do an embedded system. Moreover, there was even no transmission because it was a camera to do a pan tilt. No transmission. The only thing was to do a pan and tilt over the web. I said, my supervisor, I'm here to present to you my project. And it's a pan tilt embedded system. He said, go on. I said, however, there won't be any pan and tilt, but I'll explain. He looks at me and said, James, you're very clever. Please go ahead. I explained the project. And to my surprise, I passed. So what am I trying to say here? I saw what happened here with Arua. Things happen. We don't get it right, or they'll actually fail at the last minute. But what are we more interested in? It's that critical thinking, your process, understanding the technical terms and everything. I think that's more important. We all agree, right? Okay, away from that. Now, I will only announce the first 3, but I will call upon the people who are going to present their awards, because we shall have a photo moment, as they call your school. We come take pictures, and I think there's a dummy check, right? Yeah. So the following people are going to make the awards, and I'll start with Dr. Dorothy. You'll excuse me, I'll address you as Dr. Dorothy, because I'm not so used to the professor, associate. They confuse me, I might get them wrong.
Associate professor, doctor, engineer.
That one. And then Engineer Irene, you also come, and then Mr. Ali Monza. So you please come and as we award the best students. And I'm going to mention the 3rd school, which came out on top, is Arua SS.
Arua SS, come forward, please.
And they'll be presented by Mr. Ali Monza and the whole team anyway. So, yeah.
Number 2.
So I think we can just have a photo moment.
The teachers, please join them. Even people from Moni can join. Anybody from Moni, please join this. So, ladies and gentlemen, congratulate Arua Secondary School.
And in second place, we have Entebbe SS.
Entebbe SS.
And Engineer Irene will present this. Cameraman, I'm also around, I'm very short.
Entebbe Secondary School.
SS, please. personally, I was very impressed with the NTBS's application because I think it's very practical. We all agree, right? Those are some of the challenges we have in schools. So congratulations once again.
Congratulations, Entebbe Secondary School. Thank you.
Thank you. And now to our winners. Any of the remaining can be a winner, right?
They had some pumping, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. And this shall be presented by Dr. Dorothy. And our winners are St. Mary's Namagunga.
St. Mary's Namagunga girl.
I particularly like St. Mary's Namagunga for one reason. I think they were able to answer all questions that were thrown at them very confidently, showing that they had really researched about whatever they're doing. And I think that's very important in all the projects we are doing.
The teachers for
To
Namagunga.
have that level of research. Congratulations to you, Namagunga.
And you remember the classes S4, S3, S2, S1. Ladies and gentlemen, St. Mary's Namagunga.
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much.
So maybe you can still take seats here. They are going to call you back. They are calling you back here. You can take seats here for the next award ceremony.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But maybe just to summarize, thank you very much. I know UCC has been supporting ICT clubs, and for us, I think the ED and the board chair, we must appreciate that we're really starting to roots of these clubs, and I think our pledge is to continue supporting them. And personally, I pledge to visit all the winning schools or the schools that have actually been here to give them more encouragement and for them to showcase and probably celebrate together in the different schools. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. James Peronda. Next, the Best Paper Award. These are going to be read by the chair, the Technical Program Committee. You know, there are several committees on this organizing committee, and one of them was the Technical Program Committee that have assessed all the many papers that were presented here. Some came in as posters and technical papers, and I'm calling upon the chair, the Technical Program Committee, and that is none other than Dr. Edwin Mogume. He'll proceed to read the next competition, the PICO CTF competition as well.
Thank you, MC. Good evening. Yes, you are going to give away the next 3 prizes. But before I go into the papers, let me just say a couple of things. Last year, we gave 3 prizes to the ICT clubs. The last conference was at Makerere University. The third group did not get their prize. I'm happy to announce that their prize has been approved. I know that they are not here. If you remember last year, if you attended, the project was from Chitovu, and it was called Vimbo Scholar, which I think is a bit similar to Entebbe SS. So they'll get their prize. Another piece of information I wanted to give is the CTF. So there is a cybersecurity competition that we usually hold, and we usually give prizes as part of NCC, but in the interest of time, I will not do that today. But I know that some of the winners are here. I'm going to, you can see me after. I have your certificates and prizes. Now, because CTF is an important competition for students in high school and university, and so I'm telling the teachers here in high school to look out for that opportunity for the students. This year in Uganda, so it's a global competition. We have an African leaderboard and then a Ugandan leaderboard, and in other countries as well. This year, the two tertiary level universities, so the tertiary level have their own competition, the high schools their own. The two tertiary level winners, the first group is from Kampala International University. Are you here? Okay. And the second place went to St. Lawrence University. I don't know if they are here. Last year, the two winners came from Makerere, from Sedat and Kosis. So it's good to see that other universities have come forward. Now let me go to the technical program committee results. This is a very important part of the conference. And usually at every conference, we have best papers, usually 3 best papers. The third, I should say the second runner-up, the prize will be given by Mr. Ali Monza. It's a prize of a 3 million check. And that prize goes to a paper called Design and Implementation of a Low-Cost LoRa-based Sensor Node for Environmental Monitoring in Uganda. That's Esther Nyabel, Christopher Tumhaise, Jonathan Serugunda, and Edwin Mugume. Jonathan? Where's Jonathan? These are our students from Makerere who have just, so this is a project-based paper. And this is, when you do your final year projects, that's a very good opportunity to publish at NCC. The second, okay, the first runner-up, the prize will be given out by Engineer Irene Kakwa, the ED of UCC, for a prize, a check of 5 million. And the paper is titled Empirical Assessment of Uganda's Internet Ecosystem by Francis Mwesige, Ian Tusime, Jonathan Serugunda, Edwin Mugume, and Arvin Michael Mulumba. These are also our students at Makerere University who are graduating soon.
Congratulations, Francis and Ian.
The best paper will be, the prize will be given by Associate Professor Dorothy Okello, who is the board chair at UCC. It's a prize, a cash check of 10 million, and the group will also be sponsored to attend MWC 2023, which, the Mobile World Congress, which is happening on the 17th to 19th of October this year in Kigali, Rwanda. The paper is titled, so we still have 11 papers. It could be one of the 11. It's titled An Android-Based Public Transport Information System, Abbas Kagude, Francis Komakech, and Abel Kamagara. This is a collaborative team between Soroti University and Chambogo University. Congratulations. We reach these best papers by looking at the sort of problems they are trying to solve, how well the papers are written, and also we base on review comments and the grades. So we have a panel of reviewers, and I really want to extend my personal thanks to the team that helped us to review the papers, which we took from different universities in this country and also a few from industry. Thank you very much, MC.
So, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to the winners. I think since I've officiated their winning, I deserve to share with them a commission on each of the winners. I may end up winning if I take 10% from each. I may end up being the most rewarded. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now coming to the close of the NCC 2023. And definitely, as we close 2023, we are actually opening NCC 2024. That means that already the winners for the next 2024 should be warming up. Who will be the organizers of 2024? Where are we going? We want to be tourists. Are going. Money. So it can be anywhere. So as we close 2023 NCC, we are actually opening NCC 2024 unofficially. So start warming up for the next NCC because it is happening annually, courtesy of Uganda Communications Commission. A round of applause. So the NCC 2023 has had a big organizing committee. And I want to invite the chairman, organizing committee NCC, the 8th NCC, and that is none other than Dr. Abel Kamagara. Dr. Abel Kamagara. I'll also invite the Dean Faculty of Engineering to join the people here as the organizer comes on stage to give his remarks regarding how was the experience, how have you enjoyed. So the Dean Faculty of Engineering, Champogo University, is joining us here. And then we officially, Dr. Abel.
Sorry, I had to wait for my boss to sit, otherwise I would be fired. So, first of all, my name is Dr. Abel Kamagara. I have a qualification after post-PhD. So if you want to come and join me, that's how you have to go. And this is the first time you've seen me maybe on the podium. Sorry, I've been behind the scenes, being the guest, I can say chief organizer. So I wasn't the guest of honor, so that's why you couldn't see me, but finally I'm here. Like Edie said, she's finally seen me. She also hasn't seen me for the last 2 days. But I've been around, I can promise you. We tried our best. And what I can say is I thank the participants. As you can see here, there are some, but there are some online. So if you're digital, you have to think digital. Don't think that people are not attending. There's an online platform, people are attending, the numbers, and then here physically. And the challenge is of after lunch, all of us can allude to that. Some maybe their phones are watching them or they are watching their phones. So I have a few remarks. Being an engineer, you'll forgive me, I won't take more than 5 minutes of your time. Associate professor was my teacher, she can allude to that. So seeing my teacher here and then she seeing me here, I'm sure brings joy to both of us. She intimated that to me earlier, but that is for another day. So mainly, I thank the participants, the delegates, the officials for attending the conference. It has been a brilliant conference, and I'm sure it has been successful, though not 100% like all digital systems, like ICT systems. AI cannot be 100%, right? No system can be 100%. And I thank the sponsors, Huawei, Renault, ATC. Last year, there was 2 sponsors. This year, we had 3. And I'm sure we are growing. The next year, we might have 4, 5, 6 baby steps, but we'll get there. So I thank the sponsors so much. They're outside. I think you saw them, and then they have been really part of us. They provided internet. They provided infrastructure. You see here, they are part of the support and partnership. And maybe I thank MTN also for coming, though he didn't sponsor, but it's okay. Next year, yes. Yeah. I had to say that, sorry, Monza. So. And I thank Chambogo University for allowing me to host through the VC. The VC said, thank you so much for allowing Chambogo University to host the event. It is our maiden event. Baby steps, we stumbled, but trust me, we are not going to stumble a second time, if you know what I mean. Yes, we are Ugandans. We stumbled once, but the second time we not stumble. Now we are standing. So the VC thanks you so much, but my boss will deliver the high-level message to you. I'm not the one to do that. Otherwise, I might update my CV at 7 p.m. And I thank, last but not least, the organizing committee. I thank the schools, the ICT clubs. Most of you know me. You have been through it, the journey, Arua. I was really excited to see some boys are taller than me, yet I'm fourfold older than them. That excited me from Arua. And people from the east, if you haven't won, I know Namagunga is close to the east, but we counted it for Central. If you haven't won, there's next time. It is here, is going to tell you that we need to sponsor innovations, ICT. ICT is the way to go. So don't lose hope, okay? Come back, Budo, come back. Don't hold your cheeks, okay? Come back next year, come back stronger, okay? Don't hold your cheeks. The sponsors are here. They will sponsor again and again and again. And I thank other universities, collaborations, especially research. You have seen the collaboration has one. Sorota and Chambogo, all of us were staff. Though the students helped us, we shall sort that behind doors. We won't tell you what the student did, okay? But collaboration is key. Please collaborate and let's publish, okay? I'm also chasing qualifications of my teacher, associate professor, Dr. Dorothy. She's my inspiration, really, and she's here. And with those few remarks, allow me to invite my boss, the Dean of Faculty of Engineering, who allowed the Department of Electrical Engineering to host the event on behalf of Chambogo University to also give her closing remarks. Thank you so much, and hope to see you next year.
Thank you, Dr. Abel. Our distinguished guests, all protocol observed. I am really happy that we have managed to come to this stage, which is the end of this function that started way early, about March. I remember how Abe used to tell me, will it happen, and he has had a thank everyone on this team for enabling us as Chambogo University to deliver this conference. Thank you very much. I would like to thank all the participants, and I'm extremely happy that while we're talking about sustainability, actually the younger generation is present. I may look young, but I'm also among the older ones. Though associate professor is still my mentor and I look up to her. So one day I want to be like her. But having the younger generation on board is confidence to us that the future is stable. And with these innovations you're bringing on board, we are really happy. We know everything will go well. As when we studied, these were not there. These were not heard of. But the things that are happening, when I see the things my son does, I realize I have to learn from him at some point. But it is so good that you are part of this and you brought a lot on board. So we hope that in the conferences to come, we'll have more and more participants. This year, as we're discussing with Dr. Abe, he told me we had more schools on board, which means that the impact is moving wider within the country. So probably soon we'll bring in people from the East African region, since we're integrating, to be a part of this. But to me, I am really very happy. And like he says, the Vice Chancellor is very happy that we're able to deliver this. And our humble prayer is that we walk this journey with you again next year. They have told us it has begun. So we would like to continue walking this journey with you and probably host it again next year. For those who are traveling to say this, but let us continue this collaboration. This has been a platform for networking, so you have been able to meet a number of people. So live with all these contacts. Let's keep these collaborations. Let's keep talking to each other so that we are able to deliver the mandate that we each have, that is looking at the socio-economic development of the country. Now, the other task I was given by the MC was to invite the ED of UCC, Engineer Irene, to come and give her remarks. This is their function, since they're the people who sponsored it. So it's quite important for them to give their remarks and also tell us from their view how the conference has gone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ann. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2 days are over. The 8th edition is coming to an end, but not without many memories. Firstly, allow me to thank on behalf of the Uganda Communications Commission, the Vice Chancellor, the Dean of Engineering. I was telling them, today the deans, you notice we have 2 deans, one of Makerere, one of Chambogo, and both of them are ladies. So to the young girls out there, you have your role models for you. And also the faculty head and our host, Dr. Abel. I know it's not been an easy journey being the maiden one, but thank you very much to Chambogo for stepping forward and inviting us and hosting successfully. Yes, we may have had some teething issues, but these things happen. And even for technology, as Dr. Abel said, but we are very impressed with what you have done, and thank you very much. The organizing committee of this 8th edition of the National Conference on Communication, it had members from different institutions, this collaborative effect. And this is something we look forward. When I heard that the best paper was also a collaborative paper, we want to see academia come together and work together and own the NCC. We don't want it to be a UCC thing. We want it that the academia actually yearns for it, supports it, and ensures its success. So thank you to the organizing committee. A special thank you to all our sponsors. When you knock, not everybody opens. But we really want to thank ATC, that's American Tower Company of Uganda. We want to thank Huawei, or Huawei, as I said, depending on where you went to school or what country you come from, and the Research and Education Network of Uganda, who also were key sponsors of this conference. Allow me to also thank the various keynote speakers that we had since yesterday and the panelists. It has been rich. I hope you agree. And I hope that despite the fact, they said after lunch, before lunch, each of you, I hope, found at least one thing that you will walk away from the conference with, a key lesson. Not every day do you get an opportunity to get such rich resource persons speaking to you. So to all of you, I hope it was not just a moment of watching, but listening, being inspired, and being motivated to create some more solutions. In a special way, I also want to thank MTN Uganda for facilitating the student visits and demystifying 5G. You know, when everybody talks about 5G, it's like a cloud out there. And yet it's just a technology. But it won't be just a technology if we create useful use cases. And that's not going to be done by the government. That's not going to be done by MTN or Airtel. That's going to be done by all of you. I also want to thank, on behalf of Uganda Communications Commission, all those who submitted papers. Before I even say those who are presenting papers during the conference, those who took the step forward. You know, many times, and especially us Ugandans, we are very good at sitting at the back and grumbling and criticizing, and it takes courage to step forward and be counted. It takes courage to step forward and say, I'm submitting my paper. I'm putting my work forward to be critiqued. And that I want to applaud all those who submitted their paper to this year's NCC. I also want to thank all the students from the schools. You made us proud. I have to say, you really made us proud. All those who participated right from the regional competitions, as Dr. Abel said and Dr. Ann, this process started long ago. So what we saw here were finalists. There were competitions first held at a regional basis. So we had a regional competition for Central, Western, Northern, and Eastern. And what we're seeing today as finalists are people who emerged from that competition. So we want to thank all those schools that participated in that process. The quality of presentations that have been made, indeed, the future is bright. Uganda is not joking, we are moving. And if we keep that way, we certainly will leapfrog. And as Monza was saying, yes, we will be there. It won't be that we'll be playing catch up. In a special way, I want to thank each of the teachers of those schools. Names, your work is not recognized. But yes, the students are bright. They have learned how to research. We are seeing that creative thinking coming out. But the teachers are there at the back. So thank you to each and every teacher that supported the students in this competition. And as you see, certainly you can count on us, as James said. For us, you're showcasing why we are advocating ICT clubs in each and every secondary school. And when we say ICT clubs, one thing I want to be clear, we are all in harmony saying, we're not saying only people want to become engineers. Today's reality is not like that. Whether you want to become a doctor, whether you want to become a pilot, whether you want to become a teacher, whether you want to become even a creative artist. You had Mr. Silva Kayondo. He's a lawyer by profession, but he's in ICTs. So please, as you go back to your schools, encourage more people to join. All your friends who are in other schools, I know you have all these other different clubs. You know, we were once in secondary school, so we know. Please encourage them that ICT club is one that is also worthy to join. They said charity starts at home, so I cannot, it would be a miss of me not to recognize my team from Uganda Communications Commission, led by Engineer Christine Mujimba and her colleagues, who also supported this process to make sure that we have a successful event. I also want to thank, you know, we're in a digital world. Dr. Ann talked about East African. Just because before COVID, we had gone East African. It is COVID that has made us shrink back to first say, let's reconsolidate. But we want to appreciate all those who have participated remotely. Yes, they may not have asked their questions or been able to, you know, add their contributions, but following remotely, they used their data, they used their So we don't take that for granted. Thank you very much to all the remote participants. We also want to thank the media. You know, the media has a very critical role that many of us take for granted. We think, let them come, let them cover, where the media has a critical role in terms of helping the public understand what is going on. They educate, they inform, and the media that handles know about what is going on here. I'm sure a lot of the country has been waiting to hear, so who are the winners? And we'll all be looking forward to communicating that. So we thank the media as well. I also want to thank our board chair, who doubled as the chief guest of this function. You could see all through the event, she kept having different hats. And since I was declared from Namagunga, I won't die alone in the movie. She's also an old girl of Namagunga. But all through the event, she kept doubling. She's a panelist, she's a guest speaker, she's the chief guest. And she had a function also that in Makere, but she chose to be here with us the 2 days. So we are grateful that you gave us your time. We are grateful that you conceived this idea of NCC and you have supported it all the way, all through the 8 editions up to today. Thank you very much. On behalf of Uganda Communications Commission, mine is to re-echo the commitment that has already been made. As UCC, this is a cause that we believe in, a cause we will stand by, a cause we will continue to support. So as has already been mentioned, NCC 2024 starts now. Let us all start preparing in terms of the schools. I've already challenged Budo, I'm waiting. I'll visit and start seeing the sample projects. All the schools, please go back and start preparing. Let's not wait until the end to start coming up with the projects. Let us be spoiled for choice on which ones to put forward. The students, it doesn't matter whether you're in first year, second year, third year, fourth year, you can still write a paper. There's nothing like, no, this is a conference only for the fourth year students. No. So we want to see those papers coming in. The lecturers, yes, this doesn't put you out. We want to see that collaboration come through. And we look forward to, of course, finding out where we will be next year. Thank you very much. And a safe journey back home to everybody. I therefore have only one more task before you. And I know our students have to run back to school, but allow me to invite Associate Professor, Engineer, Dr. Dorothy Okello. I always enjoy her titles. Maybe one day I'll get one.
So the beauty about speaking after Irene is that I can talk about all the things I really want to talk about, but I know there's an issue of time, so let me try and stick to my written comments on this. So first of all, I want to thank Chambogo University. And thank you, this has been really, really great. I have enjoyed myself, and I know you know that as Dean, we have all these different functions. The other meeting was in water resources engineering. This one is in telecoms, and telecoms is my area. So if nothing else, I had to make sure I went also the other side a bit. Otherwise, they would say that, you know, the dean only goes to her research area of interest. So you have to play a bit of politics, if I may call it, at that level, and make sure that all the children in the home feel comforted. So actually, that's why I came late today, but I had to come back. So, but thank you so much to Chambogo University. I'm not going to repeat what Irene said, but she really carries the sentiment of all of us. And actually, I must report myself. On the board, I have been a very strong advocate that we should first have the NCC in one place for a long time until it becomes big. regional and everything. But thankfully, and Irene will also know this, on the board, as I said even in my closing remarks, I run a very open and flexible board. We all have one vote. I don't have extra vote because I am the chair. We all have one vote. And I was outvoted that this thing should continue to move even while we are still growing. And Chamboko, you have now made me convinced. I am not going to say it should only be in Makerere anymore. I think it has grown to a level where even when it steps out, it will still be solid. And so it was interesting when I heard you say that maybe it should come back to Chamboke next year. I said, now I know whom I'm going to pass on the baton, or it should stay in one place. That one I'll hand over to the Dean Chamboke, but at least it won't die by itself. But really, thank you all so much, the Vice Chancellor having us here. He spent so much time with us. I'm really very grateful to him. And, he had tea with us. We had an opportunity also to, sneak in our other issues, given his multiple hats as well. So that was really nice. To the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering here, and Dr. Kamagara, he said it all. I am so proud of him. I'm so proud of everything that he does. People also don't know that Dr. Kamagara visits my dad more than I visit him. And to that, I am eternally grateful because my dad is 80 plus. He needs people to visit him, but it's not every day that I can go there myself. So if I can have my other, who I would call children, now my brothers, going out, I am really so thankful. And then to still do a great job here, I really do appreciate that. And to the entire organizing committee, and I want to really urge that let's maintain that spirit of having a multi-university character on the organizing committee, because for each of us who participate in this, we learn how do we do it better, how do we do it bigger. And so that's, I think, very important. I think on the side of UCC, definitely we commit to continued support and collaboration, both within academia, industry, with the public sector as well. And I think for me, one of the things I've really loved about seeing what we have done here in Chambogo is that actually NCC has grown. An 8-year-old child, ordinarily, you would not say that one has grown. But I think really NCC has grown. And actually, my time on the board is coming to an end. But this is one of the things I can now put tick, that is done. It is sorted, it is grown, and I'm so happy about that. And to all the participation for you all. And, sometimes you see your fellow lecturers, and then you see them here in the capacity of MC. And you're like, actually, this guy can become a commercial MC. Thank you so much, Dr. Becker. I don't know how many of your students have seen you in that capacity, and now they are wondering, do they come and high five of that too? Do they get there? But thank you really so much. I mean, you carried this all through, and all the others that you got to support you with this. I want to really encourage all the participants here in our different capacity. Myself, I also had a paper, I was among the 11 and I kept crossing my fingers and everything would cross, waiting. But, we didn't make it, but that is okay because actually for the 4th year students here from Makerere, I am very happy to supervise your projects, but one of the requirements is that you must submit a paper. So I'm just telling you that in advance. If you want to work with me, I'm happy to work with you. But at the end of the process, we are going to put in a paper for 2024. Whether we win or not is a different subject. For me, I'm used. I've told you I put in, we didn't win. So, but the world hasn't fallen down, So, but next year, I'm coming back with another paper. So all of you, I really do encourage you. Let's take research seriously. We looked at issues of ethics with case comes in, which means that we need to even be doing more than we are doing right now, because there is no one who's going to study the context of Uganda better than ourselves. So this is very, very important. And UCC has support, and I believe that support is growing. So let's take advantage of opportunities. I think also, Abel, you said it right, that the number of also